There's a heat when it comes to the legality and morality of owning assault rifles. Here in the United States, it's pretty much the subject of daily debates. But I'm going to dip my toes on that matter here. Honestly, I couldn't care that much, since I'm aware of where I'm leaning when it comes to this particular matter. All I want to do right now is to showcase to you some of the most prolific and effective assault rifles that exist right now. What's up, everyone? This is your boy Ted from Line 45. In this episode, I have listed some of the most powerful assault rifles used in combat and tactical applications. Before we get underway, please remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons. I know it is a chore, but these simple clicks help my channel immensely. Now, let's return to the video. Styr Aug. One of the most oddly designed assault rifles as of date is the Styr Aug. This is an Australian bullpup, by the way, but boasts global recognition for its functionality and effectiveness. Yeah, the gun has been in multiple war zones, such as Afghanistan, and that alone proves its overall reliability as an AR. There are notable qualities you can spot on this rifle. One of them is its stretched Picatinny rail placed on its top, and another rail affixed on the right side. The ejection port is ambidextrous, and its charging handle locks to the rear. For its operating system, it uses a short-stroke gas piston mechanism that is adjustable. With this operating system, it's easy for the rifle to run clean with little recoil to deal with. There's also a compensator to begin with, so it's expected that operators don't need to try hard when using this rifle. You can shoot .223 Remington and 5.56 NATO rounds on the Styr Aug. I can attest that this gun is fast and accurate. Though its trigger isn't as astounding as it seems, I can still hit any man-sized targets at 300 yards with only little spread. Sure, it's not a match-grade rifle, but it doesn't miss either. DS Arms Fal SA58. In terms of penetration, I can't think of any assault rifle that fits the bill except the SA58 of the DS Arms. If I remember correctly, the Fal SA58 is capable of 1 or 2 tapping heavy armor, while other ARs will require 3 to 4 shots. It does have a heavy recoil, though, and its magazine capacity isn't as high in contrast to other assault rifles. In particular, the Fal SA58 only holds 20 rounds, while most of the ARs today have 30 rounds or more. Even though this is a European gun, it's still chambered in 7.62 by 51 mm, given that it was assessed and tested in the United States. If I am right, the original chambering of the SA58 should be 280 British. The SA58 has a tough construction. It has a fluted barrel, which is made from a certain type of steel with Duracoating on the exterior. Notably, DS Arms didn't mention the kind of materials used to build the components of this rifle. All I know is that they are tough and can take a beating. It comes with an adjustable gas regulator, and its trigger design is anchored on functionality. It's not special, but breaks cleanly and pulls smoothly. FN SCAR 16S. It's difficult not to be impressed by the FN SCAR 16S. It's a pricey assault rifle, to be fair, but it deserves its expensive price. I mean, the U.S. military is a lover of this AR, and that alone proves that it has a high-value utility as a firearm. Aside from the given firepower and speed of the FN SCAR 16S, the gun is known for its oversized controls and components. Take a look at its magazine release and fire selector. You can tap them even while wearing gloves. And I suggest you wear gloves because this AR tends to get hot fast. Don't worry, though. As I said, its trigger guard, along with its other components, is oversized, so even while you are wearing gloves, your fingers can still pull the trigger. Once you get over that, the FN SCAR 16S will make you enjoy its solid reliability. After firing 200 rounds, I had no misfires or magazine issues, and that's even while the gun was hot. It's also very accurate, as its spread doesn't stray beyond 3 inches at 300 yards, especially if you are using optics. It has a cold, hammer-forged barrel that solidifies its durability in handling powerful rounds. Plus, it has a compensator too, so its recoil is downright bearable. I told you the boys from the U.S. Army love this gun. By the way, the FN SCAR 16S is chambered in the 5.56 by 45 mm, so expect that it has enough penetrative firepower to deal with threats. It's more than enough to classify this as one of the most powerful ARs used in military and tactical applications. HK4-16. The G3 was the German Army's original workhorse, but eventually they realized that they needed something better. Heckler & Koch came to answer that desperation, and in its efforts was able to manufacture the G36 rifles. The thing is, the U.S. Delta Force also wanted H&K to modify its M4 rifles, so H&K had to go back to the drawing board and eventually got to introduce HK416. The HK416 is far more powerful and superior than the original M16 or M4 rifles. For example, it uses a cold hammer forged barrel, similar to the SCAR rifles I mentioned a while ago. We all know that cold hammer forged barrels tend to be durable and resistant to constant use and abuse. At the same time, the HK416 ditched the clamshell handguard and instead opted for a free-floating handguard. This design ensures that the barrel can move independently from the handguard. There are 4 full-length Picatinny rails on the HK416, 1 per each side. Aside from giving you a platform where you can attach accessories, these rails also aid in making the rifle more accurate. Even the front sight has been revamped. It can be folded down if you don't need it. And of course, I have to emphasize that the HK416 runs through a short-stroke piston system, which, if you are going to compare it to a gas expansion system, is much cleaner and easier to maintain. As a 5.56 NATO rifle, the HK416 has proven itself in multiple combat applications. It has some recoil, but it remains accurate and reliable. It has the penetrative power that pierces heavy armor at moderate distances. Similar to M16A4 rifles, it also feeds on Styr Aug magazines with a standard capacity of 30 rounds. AK-103. Sorry AK-47 lovers, but the AK-103 takes the spot on this list. Well, the AK-103 is derived from the AK-47, and it is simply a modernized version of that timeless rifle. It's a relatively new AR. It was just introduced in 2001 as a rugged and reliable rifle. Of course, this is proven by its employment of a gas-operated rotating bolt system. It weighs about 8 pounds with a fully loaded magazine. It's pretty hefty, but that's essential to soak its recoil. It also has a 16-inch barrel and shoots 7.62mm rounds with relative ease. The rate of fire varies, but it's between 600 to 700 rounds per minute. It's accurate up to 500 yards and maintains a muzzle velocity of 2,346 feet per second. Its penetrative power is there. Unfortunately, this gun is actively being used by Russians in Ukraine, and it's a conflict that I personally detest. But yes, when it comes to objective performance and adaptability, the AK-103 is an impressive combat rifle. G36. I've mentioned the G36, so it's proper to get this assault rifle the limelight it deserves. This is chambered in the 5.56 NATO and features impressive modularity and engineering. It has a 30-round detachable magazine, but it can be fitted with a drum magazine that holds up to 100 rounds. And as you might expect, the G36 is gas-operated, and one of the ARs that popularized the use of a free-floating cold hammer-forged barrel. The barrel is downright accurate and durable even under heavy use. You can find multiple variants of the G36 today, such as the MG36 and G36C. Depending on the configuration, these ARs can be used for close-quarter combat or situations where firepower is very important. The G3KA4, for example, which is exclusively designed for the German boys, has a tactical stock and significantly heavy barrel. The G36 has a speedy rate of fire. It can do 700 to 800 rounds per minute while maintaining a muzzle velocity of 2,800 feet per second. It has the power to deal with threats and other pressing missions. Military men also take advantage of its compatibility with HK-40 grenade launchers. These attachments further solidify the G36's ground-clearing capabilities. M16A4. The M16 is probably one of the most popular assault rifles to ever exist. It's directly adapted from the AR-15 of Armalite, which was designed for the United States Army. What is so notable about the M16 is its simple yet reliable design. It's your standard magazine-fed, gas-operated rifle that shoots whenever you need it. Ever since its inception, the base design of the M16 has been improved, such as the inclusion of a heavier barrel for added stability and the integration of buttstock and pistol grip for better control. Over the years, several variants of the M16 have been introduced in the market, with the most notable being the M16A4. Aside from its tactical nature, this rifle is extremely functional. designating it as one of the most effective combat firearms used by the military. It has a heavy 20-inch barrel, fixed stock, and 3 shooting modes. But unlike its predecessors, the M16A4 has a rail system and removable handle that improve its modularity. The M16A4 you see right now is chambered in the 5.56 by 45 mm NATO and can fire up to 700 rounds per minute, or in some tests, 800 to 950 rounds per minute. In terms of power, the M16 is a platform that shoots small but high-velocity cartridges. It is as lethal as any military rifle you can think of, and it has an effectiveness and accuracy of up to 300 yards or so. And since the M16A4 is compatible with Styr Aug mags, its capacity tends to range from 30 to 100 rounds. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more gun videos like this, just click the subscribe button and notification bell. Take care and stay safe.